minutes. But in the meantime, while I'm doing the act, Dick Clark goes to charge me, and Arsenio jumps on his back and tackles him.
Dick Clark's trying to stop your set?
Dick Clark was going to jump. He went out of his fucking mind. His hair got messy. I'll put it to you that way. So now I come off the stage. Eddie, right? Jamie. Who had everybody from Whoopi to Stallone to Dolly Parton. I mean, I'm sure you know the name Sandy Gallen. Okay. So, biggest manager in Hollywood. So I'm trying to do the right thing. And so now, I don't know, a minute before I go out, Arsenio's the host. Here comes Dick Clark, who, wow, it's Dick Clark. You know, you grow up watching this man. And he comes over, just to hear him call me Dice was hilarious. And he goes, look, Dice, if you got to stretch, Arsenio will come over to you, and you'll play around. And I go, whoa, wait a minute. What do you mean stretch? Stretch what? You know. What am I stretching, my dick? What are you talking about? No, I'm not even kidding. He goes, no, because Cher might not be ready. I go, no. We didn't work anything out, me and Arsenio. And I had no problem with Arsenio, but, this is a standalone spot, And he goes, well, this is the way things go. I go, don't fucking tell me how things go, okay? You're not my boss, And as I'm getting angry at him, which in my mind I'm going, are you really getting angry at Dick Clark? Right? They start introducing me. Well, I come out there, now I'm angry. Now everybody's going to pay. Now everybody will be disciplined. And I don't know how I did the set, but I went into the poems. Now, you got to understand, this is not HBO or Showtime. This is MTV. This is, everybody gets this. It's free, I go into the poems, and what was the poem? That got me banned. I go, Georgie Porgy pudding and pie, jerked off in his girlfriend's eye. When her eye was dry and shut, Georgie fucked that one-eyed slut. Oh! And the crowd's going fucking crazy. So I figured, go into my fat girl stuff. And that ended with, you don't know where the tits begin and the belly ends. It's like one big glop of shit, right? And I go, because they gave me a signal. Ladies and gentlemen, the last Puritan, Cher. And she comes out singing, If I Could Turn Back Time, which is what everybody was thinking in the room. If we could turn back time about 8 minutes. But in the meantime, while I'm doing the act, Dick Clark goes to charge me, and Arsenio jumps on his back and tackles him.
Dick Clark's trying to stop your set?
Dick Clark was going to jump. He went out of his fucking mind. His hair got messy. I'll put it to you that way. So now I come off the stage. Eddie, right? Jamie. Listen, Jamie.
Young Jamie. So now they're taking me into the press tents. Not one question was asked. And it was all the press in the world. Sandy Gallen calls me at home. He goes, I was praying that what I was watching on TV to the day the laughter died. So me and Rick put out hit albums. And this is right, I think, after Dice Rules. These are high-powered comedy albums to sell millions of copies. So this you'll like. Mitzi's involved in it. This is great. So me and Rick are talking, and I go, you know how much I love going on late at night and just, no reaction. Because that's how my career got made. I was always like one of the last few acts at night at the Comedy Store, because of the kind of stuff I did. So there's, people sitting quiet. You got a drunk in the front with his head on the table, and you got 4 people that are just too tired to leave. You've had those sets. Oh, yeah.
And I go, I want to do the ultimate late night set, And he sort of had the same thought process, we just go unsuspecting crowd, and this is, like you would say, at the height of doing the arenas, craziness surrounded me at that time. It was like the Lady Gaga of stand-up comedy, and now I just want to go up in front of a few people with no notes, with no idea of what the album's going to be. And we do 3 nights at Dangerfield's, and it winds up the double CD, The Day the Laughter Died. Okay. And I'm just loving it, the silence, the smoke. You could hear me smoke,
people walking out, you know, and we didn't cut any of it, you know. Like I said, keep it in there, you know. It's great, you know. I really got angry, you know, at this family that came in. See, this will lead to, it could set me up for Saturday Night Live to tell you stuff, but so that this family comes in, these real fucking out-of-towners from, I don't know, Midwest, Bible Belt, you know, whatever they were, but they were all wearing the same coat and the same hat with the ball on top. 2 daughters, mother, father. And they're sitting in the front, and the more I got into them, the more the father laughed. And I got angry at that because I'm going, this guy, I would imagine in my mind that this guy really looks to fuck around with his daughters. They were old enough, you know. They were like, I don't remember the ages, but I don't know, young 20s, late teens. And I'm going, why is this motherfucker laughing when I'm doing this instead of going, like, cut it out? Because I know if I was sitting there with my 2 daughters and some comic, some asshole on stage is going, so you like to have her on your lap or whatever I said on the album, you know, I look at the guy and go, walk away from me and my family, or there's a problem. You know, that's how I would get. This guy's laughing, and I'm angry about it, you know. So the more he would laugh, the more I would go after this motherfucker. But there's also no laughs. That's the part I did enjoy. The actual silence of the room, or somebody walking out and yelling. What's that? There's a famous one line on that. Where,
you're about as funny as a glass of milk.
You know the album better than me, which is ridiculous. Why would you not? That's it.
I love that album. Let me tell you how I found out about that album. There's a great comic in Boston named Mike Donovan. Mike Donovan got the album.
I know that name.
You know,
I don't know
he's
Mike.
Very funny.
Get up. And then remind me to tell you about Doug Ellen.
Okay.
I just remember. Okay. Write it down.
I got it. I got it. Don't worry. I got it. Doug Ellen.
Right after that, I'm going to tell you
Doug
what
Ellen.
happened, because it's a great story. It's
Okay.
like a Rocky story, you know. So, Wheels, get up. Sit here. I'm making a show out of it now. And I go to the end of the table so I can lean across and cut the cards where I want. Wheels, get up. Go back to your seat. I go, let me tell you something, honey. Now I'm Dice. I go, you're going to be lucky if you have a job when I'm done here now. I go, because they're all watching. I go, Archie, you see the last chip in the $5,000 lane? No, not the first lane, the second lane. That's yours. How does that sound? Nice tip? Because that would be great. I go, let's play cards. And I start playing. 2 hands, 3 hands, 6 hands, and I'm just winning. But I'm not stacking the chips. I'm just throwing them like this. I don't even know what's there, right? He's down to the last 2 chips on the second row. And I go, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I go, honey, I want you to pay attention because I got a little thing I want to ask you. I go, I want a blackjack, Archie. I'm going to take the ace of spades, and then I'm going to take the queen of spades. Okay, that's how you're going to deal it to me. Sweetheart, I don't know what shit pay they give you here for the 12 hours a day you got to put in, but I'll bet, and I don't know what's here, but I'm sure it's more than what you make a week, you know, or a year, or maybe the next 5 years. But I'll bet all this that I pulled those cards exactly the way I'm saying it against your pay. What do you say? And she goes, we're not allowed to do that. I go, all right, Archie, give me the ace of spades and give it to me slowly because I make a sound effect noise. I do it when I film, which is this noise. And there's the ace of spades. I got to tell you, and this is a true story. I don't,
How
see,
do you
these
know?
stories are so unreal. Just gut. I swear to God, it's my gut. So that's why I'll tell you, don't think I've never lost. I've lost a ton of fucking money, you know, but I've won a ton. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, but you're not just guessing that you're going to blackjack. You're guessing the actual cards.
It's just a gut feeling.
Did you ever do it again after that?
No, wait.
Okay.
So now I look at this woman, I go, I'll tell you what, same bet. If I don't pull the queen of spades, you win all that against your pay for the year. And she goes, no. All right, Archie, let's not fuck around. Just give me the queen of spades. Boom. There it is. Even Wheels couldn't believe it. And honestly, Joe, I'm sitting here, and I know millions of people listen to you. I couldn't fucking believe it. It just came out that way. So now we pile it all up. I walk out of that hotel $455,000 after giving them their $75,000. That's the profit. And on the way back to the hotel, because I make Wheels carry the money in these like manila envelopes, we're in a cab. I go, put your hand in, grab a stack of money. You know. So he takes like $10,000, you know. And I go, wasn't that worth $20? You know what I mean? So that's one of the gambling stories. But I always tell people about gambling.
Wait, I want to know why you thought those were going to be the cards. Like, what is that?
Because do you think that anything? And I didn't, you know. I said, well, we'll see, maybe one day. So now, years later, I'm touring Australia. And the minute I got there at the hotel I was staying at, there's Slash having breakfast and sitting out on the porch on the rooftop of this, whatever city I was in Australia that I landed in, the main city. So
Sydney?
Sydney. So I come over behind him. I go, yeah, because I was still smoking back then. I go, mind if I smoke? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, Dice! And he gets all excited, and we start talking. So now it gets to a part. I said, so what happened with the band? What are you doing here? He goes, well, I'm playing the Star Spangled Banner at the football game today. And I look at him, I go, really? That's what you did a 17-hour flight for? I go, that's big. And he goes, well, what's wrong with that? I go, you had the greatest rock band in the world. What happened? He goes, well, I did hear Axl's been showing up for his shows at the Hard Rock in Vegas. I said, yeah, I closed the last one for him. I opened the last one for him at the joint in Vegas. And I go, so wait a minute. So you mean to tell me this band is not together? Millions of new fans, forget the old fans, don't get to hear the band because probably one of the top 3 greatest frontmen ever shows up late for some of the shows, and that's why you took a 17-hour fucking flight to play their fucking national anthem like an asshole? And he starts laughing. Okay, so now I'm in it. I come back to the States. I called Duff, who I was more friendly with than the whole band, and asked him to come check out my sons on Burbank Boulevard. They were playing a club. And so he comes with his wife. And the band was really tight at that time. This is before pandemic, you know. And he stayed through the whole set. Because let me tell you something, with a rock star, if they don't like what they're hearing, we got to get home. We got a babysitter. You know the deal.
Yeah.
If you see a shit comic, I got to go. I got to be up 6 in the morning. Okay. He turns around to me. He goes, they're ready. You know, he loved the band.
That's awesome.
And he's sitting this close to where my son Dylan is playing lead guitar and singing, which Dylan couldn't get past. It was amazing. I wouldn't be able to do it, you know. The next day, we go to Starbucks. It's me, him, Tom Mayhew, who was the road manager, and my son Max, who's the drummer in our band. And so we're talking about the next move to put G&R back together. So Tom is like, well, the thing is, every time Slash puts out a tweet, it's always condescending. I said, well, that's what's got to get fixed because